Have you ever wondered why some people, even in their 70s or 80s, stay sharp as a tack, remember every tiny detail, while others, barely past 60, start forgetting things, mixing up their grandkids' names, losing confidence in conversations? I've been a doctor for almost 35 years. I've seen countless stories. And there's one thing I want to tell you, something most people don't emphasize enough. Your brain is just like your muscles. If you don't use it, it shrinks. I remember an old patient of mine named Bill. Bill's 74 now. The day he came to my clinic, he was just sitting there, staring into space. And he said, "Doc, these days I keep forgetting stuff. I can't remember where I put my keys. I even forgot my granddaughter's birthday. I feel useless." I looked at Bill and asked, "Bill, have you been reading lately? Or chatting with friends? Joining any clubs or groups?" He gave me a sad little smile and said, "Nah, I figured I'm old. I don't need all that. I just sit around watching TV all day." And I told him, and I'm telling you watching this video right now, that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Because the brain is a living organ. It needs stimulation. It needs its own kind of exercise. Every time you read a book, learn a new language, solve a Sudoku puzzle, or even try out a new recipe, your brain is working, creating new connections, just like muscles being trained at the gym. People sometimes tell me, "Doc, I'm too old to be learning new stuff. Why bother?" And I always ask them back, "Well, do you want to forget your spouse's name one day? Do you want to wake up one morning and not remember who you are?" I'm not asking that to scare anyone. I ask because I've seen that look, the confusion, the fear, in the eyes of people who let their minds go to sleep for too long. I once had another patient, Martha. She was 70, a widow. After her husband passed, she pulled away from everyone. She started forgetting how to get home. She lost track of days and dates. Another doctor was about to prescribe her memory pills. But instead, I asked her, "Martha, was there ever something you loved doing?" She whispered, "I used to love learning Spanish, but I'm too old now." And I laughed and said, "You're never too old to learn something new." 3 months later, Martha came back to my clinic. She proudly rattled off a few Spanish phrases. Her eyes were sparkling. Her voice was full of excitement. She joined a community class, made new friends, and she said, "I feel like I'm alive again." That right there is the power of keeping your brain active. It's not just about popping memory pills and hoping for the best. The best medicine for your brain is action. Think of your brain like a computer. If you keep running the same old software every day, it's going to slow down. But if you update it, download new apps, like reading a novel, learning new words, tackling a tricky puzzle, you're maintaining your brain's processor. Science has proven this. People who read regularly, keep learning, or stay socially engaged have 30 to 40% lower risk of dementia than those who don't. Even simple things like talking to your family every day count as exercise for your brain. So I want you to ask yourself, did I exercise my brain today? Or are you letting it go lazy, just sitting in front of the TV, scrolling your phone, never challenging yourself? I'm not asking you to become a math genius. All I want is for you not to stop growing. Start small. Read 5 pages of a book. Call an old friend. Learn a few new words in another language. Or simply spend 10 minutes each morning playing a brain game. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, after decades of watching patients come and go. Growing older isn't the time to give up. It's the time to hold on to who you are. Because when you lose your memory, you're not just forgetting things. You're forgetting who you've always been. I want you to keep your memories. Keep your joy. Keep your sense of self. Start today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Because your brain, just like your heart, is still longing to live fully. Let me be straight with you. Age itself doesn't make us weak. Losing muscle is what makes us weak. I've met so many folks in their 60s, 70s. They're still striding fast, hauling suitcases, carrying a big, steaming bowl of pho without their hands shaking. Meanwhile, some people barely past 55 need to grab onto a chair just to stand up. The difference isn't the number on your birth certificate. It's how much muscle you still have. Here's something a lot of people don't realize. After 40, our bodies naturally start losing muscle. what doctors call sarcopenia. We lose about 1 to 2% of our muscle mass every year. By the time you hit 70, if you don't do anything about it, you could lose up to 30 to 40% of your muscle compared to when you were younger. Losing muscle doesn't just make you weaker. It leads to slower, shuffling gait, poor balance, more likely to fall, back pain, knee pain, trouble getting up from a chair, or even off the toilet. I had this patient, Alan. He's 74, used to be a mailman. One day, he slipped and fell at the supermarket because the floor was slick. The ER doctors told him he had osteoporosis and weak muscles. He was terrified he'd end up needing a walker. I told Alan, you don't need to be an athlete. You just need to build back enough muscle so you can live your life happily and independently. I taught him to start super easy. Wall push-ups, just 5 reps. Slow squats with a chair behind him. Bicep curls, using water bottles as weights. Wall planks for 10 seconds at a time. 3 months later, Alan came back to my clinic grinning ear to ear. He said, "Doc, I don't need to grab the armrest anymore when I stand up. I can carry a case of bottled water without shaking. I feel at least 10 years younger." That's the magic of resistance training. And you know the best part? It's never too late to start. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows just strength training twice a week makes your bones stronger and cuts fall risk by up to 40%. Strong muscles help manage blood sugar and reduce diabetes risk. And listen carefully, it actually slows down cellular aging. People often say to me, "Doc, I'm too old to lift weights." I laugh and tell them, who said you've got to be hoisting 50-pound dumbbells? Just using your own body weight is enough to stimulate your muscles. You can start with simple stuff. Wall push-ups instead of floor push-ups. Shallow squats, just lowering a little bit. Lifting water bottles instead of dumbbells. Light resistance bands. The most important thing isn't how heavy or intense it is. It's consistency. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a session, as long as you keep it up every week. Because if you don't use your muscles, you'll lose them. And when your muscles disappear, so does your freedom. I always tell my patients, if you want to live independently, travel on your own, drive your car, dress yourself, keep your legs and arms strong. Strong muscles equals independence. Strong muscles equals freedom to do the things you love. Strong muscles equals confidence to face the world without the fear of falling. So if you're sitting there watching this video right now, I want you to stand up. Do 5 slow squats. Just 5. That's your first step to reclaim your muscles, reclaim your youth, and reclaim your life. Getting older doesn't take away your strength. Only not training does. Okay, let's talk about a topic everybody loves, but also the one people slack off on the most, eating. I gotta tell you the truth. Food doesn't just feed your body. Food tells your body how to live, or how to get sick. I see so many patients in their 60s and older who feel tired all the time, have joint pain, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and they always tell me, "Doc, it must be my age." And I ask them what they eat every day. Most of them say stuff like, white bread for breakfast, packaged cold cuts for lunch, canned food or instant noodles for dinner, soda, chips, cookies all day long. I sigh and tell them, that's not eating. That's feeding your diseases. You see, every single bite you eat sends signals to your genes. A plate of fresh veggies and fruits equals gene switch on healing, less inflammation, protects your heart, fights cancer. A fast food burger, packaged snacks equals gene switch on destruction, more inflammation, faster cell aging, damages blood vessels and your brain. Your body is a sophisticated machine, not a trash can. Let's take the Mediterranean diet as an example. Tons of colorful vegetables and fruits. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Olive oil, nuts, whole grains. Less red meat, less fried food. Studies show, eating Mediterranean style can cut your risk of dementia by up to 30%. It also lowers the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. I had this patient, Evelyn. She's 68 from Arkansas. Used to eat toast for breakfast, cold cuts for lunch, frozen TV dinners for dinner. She was always exhausted, had joint pain, high cholesterol. One day, A doctor told her point blank, "You're feeding disease, not health." She got scared, and she started changing, very simply. Added greens to her breakfast, had salads for lunch, ate grilled fish or tofu for dinner, quit soda, switched to water. 6 months later, Evelyn lost 15 pounds. Her cholesterol dropped. Her mind felt clearer, and she smiled so big and said, "I thought healthy eating meant starving myself. Turns out, just a few small changes made me feel years younger." That's what smart eating is all about. It's not starving yourself. It's eating to live longer and happier. Here's a golden rule. If it doesn't look like it came from the ground or swam in the ocean, don't eat it too often. Want a snack? Grab some almonds or unsweetened dried fruit. Craving sweet stuff? Eat fresh fruit instead of candy. Want to feel full? Go for whole grains instead of white noodles or white bread. I'll say it plain. Once you hit 50, you can't afford to eat mindlessly anymore. Every bite is either medicine or poison. And remember one more thing. Water. After 50, we forget we're thirsty. But your body still needs water too. Flush out toxins. Keep your brain working. Maintain smooth skin. Protect your kidneys. So drink plain water, herbal teas, or water with lemon or cucumber slices if it helps you enjoy it. Stay away from soda and sugary drinks. Finally, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Hey, I crave chocolate and pizza too. But indulge once in a while for fun. Just don't let food kill you every single day. So let me ask you, what did you eat today? Are you feeding disease or feeding your health? I've talked to you about walking, resistance training, smart eating. But if you skip this next thing, all the rest doesn't mean a damn thing. I'm talking about something a lot of people shrug off, ignore, or say, "I'm old already. I'll just sleep however I can." Sleep. You hear me? Sleep isn't just about comfort anymore. If you want to live long and stay sharp, you've got to sleep well. I had a patient named Michael. He's 67, used to be a long-haul truck driver. Stayed up every night till 1 or 2 a.m., woke up at 6, tossing and turning. Exhausted every day, irritable, forgetful, high blood pressure. His previous doctor gave him sleeping pills. Sure, he slept, but woke up feeling like his head was stuffed with rocks. I asked Michael, "You think sleep is just the end of the day, right? But actually, it's the start of your health." I told him to ditch the pills. Instead, I had him try turning off TV and phone after 8 p.m., reading something light, closing the curtains, keeping all bright lights off, no late dinners, no drinking water after 9 p.m., going to bed at the same time every night, even on weekends. 3 weeks later, Michael came back looking rosy and bright-eyed. "Doc," he said, "I never knew good sleep could make me feel alive again." Listen carefully. When you're asleep, your brain does things it simply can't do while you're awake. It literally washes away toxins that build up during the day. This is real. Science calls it the glymphatic system. It consolidates memories, repairs neurons. It regulates hormones, blood pressure, immunity, mood. And most importantly, it protects you from dementia. A study in neurology showed that sleeping well can lower your risk of Alzheimer's by up to 33%. You can eat super clean, exercise religiously, but if you're not sleeping, your muscles won't recover, your brain won't stay sharp, your mood tanks, and your body falls apart from the inside out. I know that after 50, sleep isn't as easy as when you were young. You might have waking up to pee at night, body aches, stress, or sometimes just can't sleep for no good reason. But don't give up, because fixing your sleep is fixing your entire life. Here's what I recommend. Do light exercise during the day, but not right before bed. Try herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint. Listen to calming music or guided meditation. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Stick to a regular sleep schedule, even on weekends. Sleep isn't laziness. Sleep is the secret medicine, completely free and incredibly powerful. I always tell my patients, you don't need a vitamin for sleep. You just need to respect it like you'd respect a doctor's appointment. If you're only getting 3 to 4 hours a night, waking up groggy and in a fog, your body is screaming for help. Don't wait until memory loss hits you hard. Start tonight. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. No phone, no TV. Just you, the darkness, and your body healing itself. Sleep doesn't make you weak. It keeps you sharp so you can wake up and live another day, stronger and more fully alive. A lot of people ask me, "Doc, I'm over 60. What should I do to stay healthy?" And I tell them, walk. No meds. No fancy gym. No expensive equipment. All you need is a decent pair of shoes and a bit of determination. Walking is the cheapest, simplest medicine, and its benefits go way beyond what most people expect. Sounds almost too simple, right? But here's the truth. Walking just 30 minutes a day can cut your risk of heart disease by up to 40%. That's not just some random number. Harvard Medical School says that's the difference between living independently and needing help for everyday life. When you walk, even slowly, your body pumps blood better all over, makes your heart stronger, lungs healthier, delivers oxygen to your brain, keeps your mind sharp, boosts happy hormones like serotonin, lifts your mood. I've got a buddy named Raymond. He's 73, a retired mechanic. There was a time he needed a cane and got out of breath, just climbing stairs. His doctor told him to start walking daily. He began with 10 minutes, then 15, then 30. These days, he's out there every morning walking 2 miles. No cane, no back pain. He told me, walking gave me back 10 years of my life. And let me tell you, that's not rare. I see so many older folks out there walking every morning. Some walk alone, listening to music, relaxing. Some walk with friends, chatting as they go. Some walk their dogs, or just circle their own yard. You don't have to go fast. You don't need to count your steps. You don't need a smartwatch. The only rule is, just go. Walking doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. I once told a patient, if the park's too far, walk around your house. If it's raining and you can't go outside, walk the hallway indoors. If you can't stand for long, start with just 5 minutes. Every single step is a message to your body saying, I'm still here. I'm still trying. You know what else? A study from Stanford University found that walking can boost your creative thinking by 60%. So if you're feeling stuck, down, or just plain bored, don't stay glued to the couch. Don't binge TV. Get up, open the door, and step outside. And you'll feel sunshine on your skin, a breeze in your hair, birds singing, leaves falling, your own steady rhythm. All of that isn't just good for your heart and brain. It's good for your soul. Walking also helps lower blood sugar, cholesterol, and keeps your bones stronger. But here's my favorite part. Walking helps you keep your freedom. The freedom to walk on your own, stand up on your own, do the things you love without relying on anyone else. You don't need a bodybuilder's physique to start. But if you start, your body will get stronger every single day. Did you know that sleep is when your body repairs itself, cleans itself, and even rejuvenates? Sounds like sci-fi, right? But it's 100% true. So many people come see me, folks in their 50s or older, complaining, Doc, I keep forgetting things lately. I get irritated over nothing. I'm tired all the time, like I've got no energy. And I always ask them just one question. How many hours of sleep do you get at night? And almost 90% of them tell me, 5 hours. Document. I toss and turn, wake up multiple times. The older I get, the less I can sleep. And I have to be blunt with them. Lack of sleep is silently destroying your health. And it's way more dangerous than you think. Sleep isn't just about resting because you're tired. It's the time when your brain cleans out toxins, the waste that builds up in your brain during the day. If your brain can't clean house, those toxins start to damage your brain cells and increase your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. A study published in Neurology found that getting good, deep sleep can cut your risk of memory loss by up to 33%. But it's not just your brain. Poor sleep can also throw your hormones out of balance, like insulin, cortisol, raise your blood pressure, make your heart race, cause weight gain, especially belly fat, raise your risk of depression. I had a patient named Michael, 67, from Colorado. Every night, He was waking up 3 or 4 times to pee. During the day, he felt exhausted, foggy, couldn't focus. His previous doctor gave him sleeping pills. But he told me, "Doc, I fall asleep, but I wake up groggy, like my head's full of bricks. I'm sleepy all day long." And I told him, "Good sleep doesn't come from a pill. It comes from habits." So I gave Michael some simple tips. Turn off your phone, TV, iPad at least an hour before bed. Blue light kills melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. Keep your bedroom dark and cool. Ideal temperature? Around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Read something light, or listen to calming music. Avoid drinking water right before bed to cut down nighttime bathroom trips. Don't eat heavy meals late at night, and skip caffeine in the afternoon or evening. 3 weeks later, Michael came back looking fresher, with a spark in his eyes. "Doc, I never realized that just a few small changes could make me feel young again." Good sleep is not a luxury. It's the ultimate free anti-aging medicine. When you sleep well, your memory stays sharp, your mood stays steady, your muscles recover. You even look younger than your real age. I always tell my patients, after 50, you don't have extra energy to waste staying up late. Every lost hour of sleep chips away at your health. You could be eating super healthy, exercising like a champ, but if you're skimping on sleep, you're undoing all your hard work. So tonight, turn off your phone early. Skip scrolling through Facebook. Don't watch the late-night news. Just go to bed, because sleep isn't wasting time. It's an investment in tomorrow. There's something silent that's eating away at the health of so many people over 50. It's something no machine can fully measure, but it's quietly stealing years off your life, bit by bit. Do you know what it is? Stress. Most people think stress is just feeling annoyed, worried, or restless. But chronic stress, the kind that sticks around day after day, never letting up, is a silent killer. I have a patient named Susan, 64 years old. Her kids are grown. Her finances are stable. But every day, she worries about her husband's health, her stubborn grandkids, whether her retirement money will last, and what if I get cancer like my mom? She told me, "Doc, I just don't feel happy anymore. I'm tense all the time, like a guitar string pulled too tight." And I told her the truth. Chronic stress raises cortisol, the body's survival hormone. Now, cortisol is great when you need it. It helps you run fast or react quickly in emergencies. But if cortisol stays high for too long, it causes high blood pressure, high blood sugar, faster aging of your cells, brain damage and memory loss, more belly fat piling up. It quietly wears you down from the inside out. There's research showing that people with chronic stress have up to double the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and depression compared to people who know how to manage stress. Our bodies don't just age because of birthdays. They age because we live in a constant storm of worries. So I taught Susan some incredibly simple, free, and powerful tools. Deep breathing. Breathe slowly. Inhale through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Just 2 to 3 minutes can calm your body. Meditation or prayer helps quiet your mind and let go of endless worrying thoughts. Yoga or Tai Chi. Gentle movement plus mental relaxation. Listening to chill music or meditation music. Science shows music lowers cortisol levels. Journaling. Write your feelings down for just 5 minutes each night. It's like dumping your worries onto paper, so your mind feels lighter. And most importantly, I told Susan, don't carry all your worries alone. Even me, a 60-year-old doctor, sometimes needs to talk things out. Keeping stress bottled up is like walking around with a ticking time bomb inside. So please, talk to friends, call a family member, join a community group, or talk to a doctor or a mental health professional. Sharing isn't weakness. Sharing is smart. 2 months later, Susan came back smiling brightly. "Doc, I don't wake up startled at 3 a.m. anymore. I feel younger. Even my skin looks healthier." Look, you can't avoid all stress in life, but you can learn how to manage it. Because being healthy isn't just about not being sick. It's about living with a light heart, feeling happy, and being free. There's one kind of illness I fear the most, and it's not late-stage cancer. It's not a massive heart attack. It's what I call the silent disease. Do you know what I mean by that? A silent disease is the kind that doesn't hurt, doesn't cause a fever, doesn't show obvious signs, until one day it hits you like a truck and takes your health down fast. I once had a patient named Robert, 62 years old, from Texas. Big guy, strong build, long-haul truck driver. Never complained about his health. One day he walked into my clinic feeling tired, his skin looking grayish. We did a blood test. His blood sugar was 340 milligrams per deciliter. He had no idea he'd been living with diabetes for years. By then, his kidneys were starting to fail. His eyesight was getting worse. His heart was under strain. He asked me, "Doc, how come I didn't feel any symptoms sooner?" I just shook my head and told him, chronic diseases often don't make a sound when they first start. Only regular checkups catch them early. That's why I always tell every patient over 50, don't wait until you have symptoms to see your doctor. By the time your body cries for help, it's often too late. Getting regular checkups doesn't mean you're weak. It means you want to stay in control of your life. You want to live long and healthy without depending on anyone. You want to catch chronic diseases early when they're easier to treat. I always put it like this. Colon cancer, if caught early, has a survival rate over 90%. Wait until you're losing weight, having stomach pain, or seeing blood in your stool, and it might already be late stage. After 50, here's what you should get screened for, depending on your gender and health. Colonoscopy, to find precancerous polyps or colon cancer. Mammograms, women, every 1 to 2 years for breast cancer. Cervical cancer screening, women. PSA test, men, to check for prostate cancer. Annual checks of blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Eye exams, to check for glaucoma or macular degeneration. Bone density scans, for postmenopausal women or anyone at risk for osteoporosis. I know a lot of people avoid checkups because they're afraid of finding something wrong. They're worried about the cost. They're scared of pain from procedures. And I tell them straight up, being afraid of checkups won't save you. But getting checked early might save your life. A simple blood test can reveal diabetes before it causes symptoms, high cholesterol silently damaging your arteries, early-stage cancer cells you'd never feel. Treating a disease early is cheaper, easier, and way less painful than fighting it when it's advanced. I'm 60 years old. I still get my blood tests done. I still get screened for cancer. I still check my blood pressure every year. Not because I'm weak, but because I want to live long enough to see my grandkids graduate college, travel to Italy with my wife, keep walking, keep smiling, keep enjoying life. And you deserve the same. Regular health checkups aren't pessimistic. They're how smart people take charge of aging. I know, whenever I bring up teeth, people just laugh and shrug it off like it's no big deal. But let me tell you a little secret that hardly anyone realizes. Good oral health can literally save your life. And I'm not exaggerating. I see so many patients over 50 who come into my clinic saying things like, "Doc, why do my teeth hurt so much these days? They feel loose. My gums keep bleeding, but I figure, well, I'm just getting old." And I have to shut that thinking down right away. No, getting older does not mean you have to lose your teeth. After age 50, your gums naturally start to recede. More of the tooth root gets exposed, sensitive teeth. Gums pull away, creating tiny pockets for bacteria to sneak in. The bone holding your teeth weakens, loose or falling teeth. But the scariest part isn't just losing teeth. It's a disease called periodontitis, chronic inflammation around the roots of your teeth. People think it's just a dental issue, but research proves periodontitis raises your risk for heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. Why? Because bacteria from your mouth can slip into your bloodstream and cause inflammation throughout your body. One study in the journal Circulation found people with periodontitis have a 20 to 30% higher risk of heart disease than people with healthy gums. I had a patient named Linda, 59, an accountant. She came to see me because her diabetes was out of control. I asked her, "When's the last time you saw a dentist?" She looked embarrassed. "I've been so busy, it's been years." I sent her for a dental checkup. The verdict: severe periodontitis. After she got treatment, controlled her gum infection, her blood sugar stabilized. See, that tiny mouth of yours affects your entire body. I always tell my patients over 50, brush at least twice a day, for at least 2 minutes each time. Don't just do a quick half-hearted job. Floss every night. Toothbrushes can't reach between your teeth. Rinse with salt water or an antiseptic mouthwash. See a dentist at least every 6 months, even if nothing hurts. They'll check for tartar, gum disease. Cut back on sugar, sodas, and smoking, because those feed the bad bacteria in your mouth. I always remind them, strong, healthy teeth aren't just for a pretty smile. They help you eat well, speak clearly, and actually live longer. Because losing teeth, poor chewing, poor nutrition, gum disease, bacteria spreading, heart disease, diabetes, tooth pain, stress, sleepless nights. A lot of people spend fortunes on anti-aging creams, fancy vitamins, expensive skincare, but they forget about their mouth. And I promise you, if you want to stay young longer, start by keeping your teeth strong and healthy. Tonight, spend an extra 30 seconds brushing your teeth. Your future is literally sitting there, on your toothbrush. I'm 60 years old now, and let me tell you this. Getting older is something we can't avoid. But whether you age weak or age strong, that's your choice. I've seen thousands of patients over the decades. Some folks in their 80s are still walking every day, smiling, driving, gardening. Others, barely 60, already need a cane, struggle to remember things, and feel tired all the time. Here's the truth. The difference isn't their age. It's their daily habits. You don't need a lot of money, the strength of an athlete, or a super strict diet. You just need to start with the simplest things. Walk every day. Eat fresh, real food. Keep your muscles strong. Prioritize sleep. Stay social. Connect with others. Keep stress from eating you alive. Get regular health checkups. And don't forget, take care of your teeth. Every small action you take is a brick building your strong, healthy future. I want you to remember one thing. Age is just a number, but health is a choice. Do you still want to travel? Hold your grandkids in your arms? Drive your own car? Make your own choices? Smile wide without aches and pain holding you back? You can still have all of that if you start today. You can't turn back time, but you can build healthy, free, happy years ahead. And I say this as a 60-year-old doctor. I truly believe you can do it. Thank you for walking with me on this journey. I wish you strength, youthfulness, and joy in every moment you live. See you next time. Stay well.